Welcome to my channel, Living Linux. In this video, I'm going to show you Ollama. So with Ollama, you can work with large language models. For instance, like Llama, Mistral, Gemma. And I'm also going to show you LLaVA. Installing it is quite easy. So you can go to the GitHub page, and on Linux, you can just copy this line, and when you execute it in a terminal, then it should install. I also tried it on RISC-V, but at the moment, February 2024, doesn't look like there's support for RISC-V yet. But it's available on x86 and on ARM. So currently I'm on a Radxa Rock 5B with 16 gigabytes of RAM. And the more RAM you have, that means that you also have a bigger choice for the model files. For instance, they say you need 8 gigabytes of RAM for the 7 billion models, 16 gigabytes of RAM for the 13 billion models. So yeah, when I install it, it will look like this. And yeah, on my Radxa Rock 5B, I don't have a NVIDIA GPU, so it will run on the CPU only. So once you have Ollama installed, you can try to run one of the model files. So there's also a uncensored model. And because I have 16 gigabytes of memory, I tried the Llama 2 13 billion model file. And well, I don't know exactly why it happened, but I did get an error after the biggest file was downloaded. Max retry succeeded. So if that happens, just run it again. And yeah, up till now, the second time, then it will install. Because it will, well, up till now, it will just continue from where the error happened. So let's just say if you have already 7 gigabytes downloaded, it doesn't need to download the whole 7 gigabytes again. It will just start again from where the error happened. So once you have a model file, then you can start chatting with it. So let's just see. Yeah, so we're running the 13 billion model file. So you can just use this question mark. So these are just some basic commands. So, but let's just say we want to know what is the meaning of life. So I'll just let it run. That way you also can see what the performance is of the Radxa Rock 5B with the Rockchip RK3588. And of course, the bigger your model file, the slower it will get. But it will also mean that the answer is probably, let's just say, richer than with a smaller model file. So here you can see that it is trying to answer the question. And of course, you don't get like a very precise answer because, yeah, it's very hard to answer. So, yeah, if you just want to see the whole result, I'll just put in the chapters with the timestamps so you can skip ahead. So, and if you think this is too slow, then yeah, you do have the option just to work with a smaller model file, which I will do after this one, so you can see the difference in speed. And yeah, in the commands you can see that you can save your current session, because as you interact with the model, then it can also start learning from what you're actually typing. But you can also just exit without saving. And well, I've tried this before, so it looks like I'm getting the exact same answer. But I think it's, yeah, for a single board computer, I think the performance is decent, especially if you consider that, yeah, these kind of single board computers with 16 gigabytes of RAM, yeah, I think it's below, well, let's just say below $200 that should be possible for 16 gigabytes of RAM. And of course, if you have a fast NVIDIA GPU, then this is going to be much, much quicker. But yeah, buying a computer with a fast NVIDIA GPU is also much more expensive than $200. And so, because this is not something like an easy yes or no answer, then you can see with the 13 billion model file, it really is trying to give you, let's just say, a rich answer, even though it's not like a simple yes or no answer. So perhaps one of the projects for the future is just to pipe the output into a speech synthesizer and just letting it read aloud for you. But I guess you can see with the 13 billion model file that, but at least for this question, it has a lot of perspectives that it can try to answer this question from. And I guess that, yeah, you have to probably also learn how to input the question in such a way on the prompt that it also perhaps will limit itself a bit more, because this answer is quite extensive. So, but now it comes to sort of a summary of all the perspectives that it has listed. So, as I said, it's quite an extensive answer. So for now, I'm not going to save the session, I'm just going to exit. So let's try this with just the regular Llama 2. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, I had already downloaded the uncensored version, but not the regular version. So I'll just let's see. Yeah, I'll just pause it and then I'll come back when it's done downloading. Well, we have downloaded the Llama 2 model file. Yeah, the question I'm going to ask, then it's not going to matter whether it's the regular Llama 2 or the uncensored one. So here we go again. What is the meaning of life? So you can see that with a smaller model file that you get a faster answer, but it will also be a bit briefer than the one from the 13 billion model file. Well, perhaps the uncensored model is a bit different than the regular Llama 2 model, because this is starting to look a lot like the one from the 13 billion model file. So yeah, with a lot of those different model files, then they all have their, let's just say, own specialities. Code Llama, well, that one is obviously one model file where it will try to assist you with coding. Yeah, this one is just a little bit briefer than the 13 billion model file, because I'll just let this one finish its answer, but this one went up to 6 perspectives. So if we go back here, yeah, you can see this one actually specifically said that it has perspectives, and it went up to 8. So this one is a bit briefer, not that much. I mean, like, if you consider that this one is 3.8 gigabytes, and the other one is, let's just say, double the size. But the yeah, you can argue that the answer isn't double the size. So, although in my opinion it doesn't need to be double the size, the answer, it's long enough already. So one example that I wanted to show is, let's just say, image recognition. So here they say, like, yeah, you can ask, like, what is in the image. So if we go like this, and then so I just thought, like, okay, this should work. But apparently image recognition, yeah, you need a special model file for that. Oh. I'm not really sure what it's trying to do here, but because actually it's this image, and actually I was expecting the answer that it wasn't able to access the image. So perhaps that was with the 13 billion model file that it said, like, I can't access the image. So, but perhaps this is also what they call hallucination, because what it is describing here is definitely not in the image, and that for some reason it tries to yeah, describe something that simply isn't there. So yeah, I think with AI models they call this something like this hallucination. So let's just access exit this one, and then we'll go to LlaVA. So I think it's, yeah, LlaVA. Well, if it wants to start it. So it is doing something, but yeah, starting Ollama usually doesn't take this long, so I'm not really sure what's going on. And the LLaVA model file is 4.5 gigabytes, so that's smaller than 7.3 gigabytes. So okay, looks like it's there. So let's try that again. What's in this image? So now it says that it added the image, so I think here it didn't say edit the image. And again, it's this picture. It's a loaf of bread. So I guess I still have to figure out how to control the answers a bit more. Let's just say if they have to be brief, or like how long the answer should be. So meanwhile, I can also have a look at something like, yeah, pass in prompt as arguments. So you can add some bigger text files and, for instance, like ask to summarize the file. So that is with this syntax. And yeah, it's a bit dependent on how big that file is. That will, of course, determine the time that it will take before it has a summary. I've tried it with 2 files. I wasn't really happy with the result. So that's why I have the other, oops, the other terminal window. So yeah, so I had this knowing Knoppix document, and then actually all it came up with the GNU free documentation license, and that was it. So I tried in a prompt if I could try to give it a hint of what the subject is, but yeah, I guess I need to study a bit more what how you can control it a bit more with the prompt. So you can see 10:44 and then 11:19. So a bit over half an hour. So I also tried it with a document from UNDP about free and open source software, general introduction. But then for some reason it started to focus on the organization. Well, of course, the organization will introduce itself in the document, but it really focused on the organization instead of the subject free and open source software. So there was a bit of a pity, and so that file is around, so let's just say 3,000 lines, but they're not, let's just say, full lines. They're, let's just say, up to, well, 50 characters, something like that. So that takes around half an hour, and well, in this case I wasn't really happy with it, but perhaps the way this document was written, that yeah, it had a hard time to really determine what the main subject of the document was. And I can also show you where I got it from. So Wikipedia also has wiki books, free textbooks. So English, and then I went to the UNDP books. So the first one is a general introduction on free and open source software. Yeah, you can download the PDF here. So you can't feed the PDF directly to Ollama. You need to extract the text from the PDF. So you can do that with the popular utilities. I'll also put a link to this site in the description of the video. Oops. So here you can see that they explain for the 3 main Linux distributions, Debian based, let's just say Red Hat based and Arch based, because the commands are a little bit different. But once you have this installed, then all you need to do is just PDF to text, and then the PDF document, and then you should get a text file with just the text. So, but I guess I still have to find a model file that yeah, does a better job at summaries because, well, perhaps it was the way the documents were written, but I wasn't really happy with the summary. So let's see here. So here we have a description of the image. So here it says like a large loaf of bread, which appears to be freshly baked. The crust looks golden brown and the interior has a light color, suggesting it might be white or whole wheat flour. The bread is placed on what seems to be a wooden surface, possibly a table or a countertop. There's no text visible in the image. So you can apparently use LLaVA also to extract text from images. So again, this was the image. So I guess, yeah, if I don't pause the video for the results, then this is quite a long video. But again, I'll put the chapters with the timestamps in the YouTube video. So this is all for now, and I hope to see you again in my next video.